Hi, I'm Reneé Healy, and this is Misi Lenci,
Hi.
one of my best friends.
Partners in crime.
Oh my God, trouble, trouble, trouble. So, we have been creating and playing together for so many years, but I just wanted to show you her garden before we get into looking at your creations. Tell us about some of your other things.
I'm just really creative, so I see things that other people don't see. These are stepping stones right now that I'm making because I dug out two places in my garden. I wanted my grandchildren, my extended family, all my friends, I wanted them to draw something and then be able to look at it every day.
Different thing. This
My
is
little studio.
some raku that you've done in the past.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's raku, but then I put it in, my daughter used to blow glass with the Cholula kids.
Yep.
20 years ago. Anyway, I still have some of that glass, so use it, right?
Right.
So I stick things in trees or they're down on the ground or whatever. I repurpose a lot of stuff.
Okay, we got some new things going on here. Making some sculptural stuff for moss and hypertufa.
Well, yeah, I got so excited about hypertufa. It's a concrete, I mean, you use Portland cement, but when you mix it with peat moss and perlite, it's much lighter. So I decided to make a bunch of alums. So these will be about 4 or 5 feet tall.
Right.
I'm thinking about them on garden stakes.
And then you wrap the hypertufa around it.
You can put the hypertufa. We could put moss around it.
Right. Oh, that's gorgeous. Isn't that just cool? And so you did some teal and some other iridescence paint sprayed on it?
Yeah, I put blue. I put it down here so the stake, I've got 3 different areas of my yard are bamboo. So this year I just got into garden stakes.
I just love how you've done the details there of pulling that around.
Well, and I was also thinking if I wanted it to be more visible, we could take some of our handmade paper.
Right.
And that was transparent or like a tissue paper, go through it. So I'm not sure how it's gonna end up, but it'll be something cool.
Okay, so we've been friends for over 25, 30, maybe 40, 50, 60 years. And so today, in Misi's amazing garden, we're going to learn about how she has done acrylic pour. And in addition to it being a bloom, is that what you're gonna do?
Well, there are a lot of different techniques.
Okay.
When you're doing pour, I mean, you could pour it in a cup, or you could put it on a canvas or whatever and swipe across it. There's the Dutch pour, but I've selected the bloom.
Okay.
So most of everything you do is all the preparatory work. It's like everything else in art, right?
So let us know what you did to prepare and now what you're going to do.
Well, yesterday—
This is what kind of wood?
This is just like a birch. That's the one thing that is so cool about painting. You can paint on anything.
Right. So what kind of paint is in there?
This is just house paint. And it is
A
like
latex?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a latex, and I mix it up with maybe a little bit of water if it looks like it's too thick.
Oh, interesting.
And it's actually a base coat.
Base, huh?
So like some people refer to it as a pillow.
Okay. Okay.
So I
that's
mix
cool.
up all the paints because when you're making paint, they create a lot of bubbles. And if you get a lot of bubbles in your painting, then outside of it looking textured and rough, it's not gonna lie smooth. The colors aren't gonna mesh together. So I do the painting, and then like when I come out today, I take just a last stir to make sure that everything is together.
And what kind of paints are these?
These are all acrylic, which is very cool nowadays because they're there's so many different kinds.
Wow.
I mean, you can buy just straight acrylic and mix it with things. You can buy ones that are all ready to pour, so you don't have to do a lot of mixing.
And that's what these are?
Some of them are and some of them aren't.
Okay. And it looks like iridescent and plain.
Yeah, I just put a hodgepodge of colors and I had you guys choose which. It's
All right.
I mean, it's just us
I
playing.
know,
you know,
right?
We're gonna see where we
I
get.
can barely stand it, so I'll just be quiet.
I have a Lazy Susan so that I can spin it at the end, which will actually take my design and the centrifugal force will force it out to the sides of the canvas. So you guys just get to play. That's all you have to do, you know. I guess, which is like most art for me. I never know what I'm doing. You know, I get excited about one thing, it merges into something else. Basically, you just want to get it covered. And you don't have to go all the way off to the sides, because with a bloom, you're going to be using the centrifugal force that comes up to get that. But I will get rid of that bubble. Okay, so the colors, we'll see what we get. You know, it's kind of a darker palette, but it's going on a white board, so. Another thing you'll notice at the end of your piece, when it's drying, the colors, as exuberant as they are today, will be even brighter when the piece is dried. It's really incredible.
So no fading.
No. I mean, it's like the tiles that I was painting the other day, and that my grandchildren were painting. Theo, who's 5, was so excited he just kept getting things, and his colors that came out on some of his stuff was so incredible. It's like, I mean, I started hyperventilating. Just
tell me what you're doing now.
Okay.
So we got the cool layered of colors, and you just put it right in the middle.
Right, and you can use 3, Reneé. You can use 4 colors or 5, whatever you want to do.
Right. And then you just said, hey, I'm just going to do it in this variety.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
And
now you're doing
this is what's called a cell activator.
All right.
And
where do you buy that at?
You mix it yourself.
Okay.
And it is 1 part paint to 2.5 parts Floetrol.
Okay.
And that's Floetrol.
Where do you buy that at?
You can get it at any art store. You can also get it at Lowe's or Home Depot.
Floetrol.
Floetrol.
All right.
So I mixed up a copper one and I mixed up a black one.
So for anyone who's all about immediate gratification, this is it.
Oh, yeah, it all comes together very, very quickly.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
So I'm just moving it around just a little bit right now, because you don't want a thick coating of paint. Because if you leave too much of a coating of paint and it all dries in one place, it's gonna crack and it's not gonna look good.
Oh my God, look at that. There's that moment of awe. Oh my dear Lord.
Now that looks pretty good for the basic. I've just spread it out a little bit. I want to do some little lines just because I can't leave anything alone. So I will.
Look at those cells.
I know. You
Looks
pick
like
good
a
colors.
butterfly.
So I'm drawing and just extending it out, which is just it's just me playing.
Okay.
Just because
This is for
it's like it goes,
people who need to loosen up. It helps them. They have no
Well-
control over
Right.
other than, you know, like what you're doing right now, but eventually the paint's gonna do whatever it wants.
And what is really cool is that you can go in where it's really thick, actually lift
Got it.
the paint
and pull, huh?
Yeah.
So that's your control.
Yeah. And I'm just moving this stuff to the other side of the table because I'm gonna start spinning.
Ooh.
And this is why you want to wear really junky clothes when you're doing it, because
Isn't that crazy cool?
you make a mess. Give it a good one. Now I could keep spinning it, you know, and it will just keep growing. But I kind of love the colors just like this.
That's stunning.
So what you do now is you take it from your spinner and just have it dry in anywhere, just a flat surface.
Protected area that nothing will fall on it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So I'll do that. But like I said,
Oh, just look
you
at
can
that.
do them on anything. You can do them on stepping stones. You can do them on canvases, obviously. And I use just a little different spinner when I'm working on a canvas, just because I want it to accommodate what I'm working on. But anyway, this is one of the things that I do. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I make a lot of
Look at that.
ornaments, Christmas ornaments and things like that, or boxes for people's birthdays. You know, just get a cool box and then do it in that. But basically, for me, art, I've never had any formal training, but I've always had to do something creative. I worked in a very focused business situation, and this kept my sanity. So you just need to give yourself permission.
That's right.
To do it. And it doesn't matter if you haven't done it before, because I learn more. I've discovered when I get in and start doing something, I discover all the things that I didn't know.
Here's some of the acrylic pour pieces that you've done, and you have them out in your yard because you can protect them with resin.
Yeah, like on the side of the house here, I didn't want them rained on.
Those are gorgeous.
But I just think art is for everybody.
Yeah, and
You
it
know,
doesn't
everybody
have to
deserves
be.
to have something.
It doesn't have to be inside.
No.
This is an obvious, correlation of colors. This one we took to a Riverwalk festival right down there, and that was also in addition to this piece up here.
Yeah, that was made of copper. That you can see the copper's not as bright anymore, but pretty soon it'll be green.
Nice and patinaed. She does things that I have
What,
no
the
idea
thistle?
how to do. This thistle right here.
It's a
And so
copper thistle.
She jumps in and does those things that I have no idea. And then she'll turn around and say, I did this. And I'm like, oh my God, I was thinking about doing that. And I bought all the stuff. Women at play.
It is, exactly. Exactly.